We're Richard and Tara Beard. We have 3 children, Ethan, Micah, and Hope. All of them are just about grown. Tara grew up at College Street. She was Tara Bybee, and we have been back at College Hills about 12 years now. 1 year ago, adopting 2 teenagers was not on our radar, but it must have been on God's radar, because as we look back over the last year, we can really see how God has worked in our lives to bring this about.
A little over a year ago, some friends of ours hosted a child for Christmas for 4 weeks through New Horizons for Children. New Horizons for Children is the largest hosting program for Eastern European orphans in the United States. And so I was interested, and I enjoyed seeing my friend post pictures of their Ukrainian child that they had hosted for 4 weeks. So she's the one who sort of put us in touch with New Horizons for Children, and we went on their website and looked at all the children available for hosting for the summer of 2018. And there were over 150 from Ukraine alone and another 100 or so from Latvia. And I was overwhelmed to read the bios, the stories of how these children came to be orphans. I could not make a decision on what to do, so I didn't think any more about it for about 3 weeks. And then one day, out of the blue, Jennifer sent me a photograph, and she said, "These 2 children are yours. They're precious, and I think they'll be perfect for your family, for the ages of your children that live at home." And so we kind of looked at each other as Richard was driving down the road, and we said, "Okay." And that's how we found ourselves hosting 2 Ukrainian orphans who don't even speak English this past summer.
So as we prepared for them to come for the summer, in April I found out that I was losing my job. And so that was pretty hard at the time, but I did get severance, and so it was really a blessing looking back to be able to spend the summer with those kids and be at home with them. One of the things that we did as we prepared was we attended a day of training where we were taught about all of the things that these kids could have gone through, all of the things that some problems that they may have, and we also found out what their future might be like. The statistics are not very good for kids coming out of an orphan's home in Ukraine. Ukraine is a poor country, not many jobs available, and in fact, the majority of kids coming out of an orphan's home, when they age out at age 16, the majority of them end up in some type of crime or trafficking. So that's pretty sad to think about. So we hosted them for the summer for 6 weeks. It was a really great time. We sent them back in early August, and thankfully, shortly after that, I began doing some contract work and ultimately was hired full-time by the company that I currently work for. So we were thinking seriously about adoption at that time, and we did have the option to host them again at Christmas, which we decided to do. They were with us for 4 weeks during the Christmas break, and they didn't know anything about the adoption at that time, and we decided to tell them about that on Christmas morning. So we wrote them a letter and translated it into Ukrainian, and that was the first thing we did Christmas morning, was we shared that with them. We've really been blessed by our friends and family and our church through this process. We've already had some generous gifts given to us. Our church has set up a way to give specifically to us, and it would be tax exempt. You can find out about all of these things on a website that we've set up called beardadoption.com. We also have some fundraisers coming up that we would love to have anyone that would like to be involved in. We have a dinner theater and silent auction at the Capitol Theater in Lebanon on April 7th at 6 o'clock. So you can go to beardadoption.com, and from there you can find a link to that information and to get tickets for that. We're also going to be having a golf tournament later on in April. There'll be more information available on that on the website.
Just when we had sort of gotten used to the idea of bringing 2 Ukrainians home, that are teens that mostly speak Ukrainian, not English. And we found out that they have a younger sibling in a different orphanage. And there's a high probability we'll come home with not 2, but 3 teens. God is funny. Don't you think?
We have a story for you.
I don't know what else to say about that.
So another thing that we found out in this process is that adoption is a pretty expensive ordeal. We expect to probably spend $40,000 to $45,000 on the adoption, and so it's definitely something that we won't be able to do without support from our friends and family and church. One of the things that we are in need of for the dinner theater and silent auction on April 7th is we need silent auction items. These can be items or services, but we need those to help raise money. We'd like to have some really big items. So if you want to find out more information about how you can help, go to beardadoption.com, or you can search on Facebook, search Richard and Tara Beard Adoption, and you'll find there all the information you need to be able to figure out how to help us. We just want to say a big thank you to everyone who has helped out and who will help out. Like I said, we can't do this by ourselves, and we're just really excited about being able to help out these 2, possibly 3 young people from Ukraine.